you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. You're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back a positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine. I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress and I was, really scared. So, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to.
All right, guys. Today we've got a classic courtroom showdown, but with a twist. A mother is facing serious federal drug dealing charges, and her fate is about to be decided by the judge. She's looking at 6 years behind bars after authorities found a huge stash of drugs on her. Now here's where it gets wild. She actually told the judge, "I only do it sometimes." Yeah, you heard that right, sometimes. She does come across as pretty genuine, and you can tell she's trying to be honest. But let's be real, is that going to be enough to sway the court? I'm not so sure. What do you guys think? Do you believe her? Is honesty going to save her from 6 years in federal prison? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading what you all have to say. And if you're into this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Let's dive into the details.
All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
All right, the state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Ms. Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Missy Ann Torres.
All right, so you're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back a positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
All right, so how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application, so I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem, and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just when I'm under stress and I was really scared, so and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it every day, like I said.
I'm calling BS on this one. Seriously, when have you ever heard of a meth addict who only does meth occasionally? That just sounds like straight up cap. I mean, I've never personally messed with anything that hardcore, so I can't say for sure, but isn't meth one of the most addictive drugs out there? From everything I've heard, once you're on it, it's not something you just casually use on weekends. So if this woman is lying, and let's be honest, it sounds like she might be, then there's a good chance she's high even when she's around her kids. And that is seriously messed up. Kids deserve stability, safety, a real chance at a good life. If what she's saying is just part of some emotional act to sway the judge, then yeah, I think she's trying to play the system. I mean, am I being too harsh here? Maybe. But I don't think I'm wrong. Look, I get that the court has to assume innocence and consider every angle, but in cases like this, it's hard not to be skeptical. Most of the time, 99% of these stories turn out to be total BS. Anyway, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's get back into it.
All right, so how many children do you have?
I have 3.
What are their ages?
11, 8, and 5.
And where are they now?
Two of them are with their dad and one is with my grandma.
All right. With your grandmother, so their great grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, uh, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How
I-
often?
I see them every other weekend and, I don't pay child support, but I pay them. My exes and, I have my daughter. My daughter is, with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but I
grandmother.
live with my grandmother, this was it.
All right.
So I help take care of, she
All right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So one, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And two, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why.
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No,
So I don't understand if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with
Wait.
you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
well, Your Honor, I was a heavy user back then and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was, it was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to in count 2 was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
So let's get this straight. They found baggies, a scale, and hard drugs. We're talking heroin and meth, and she's claiming she only uses when she's stressed. Right, because nothing says occasional use like being fully stocked and ready to go. Honestly, it's almost like she's meal prepping her meth. You know how bodybuilders prep their chicken and rice for the week? Maybe she's just super committed to her addiction and decided to portion out her meth ahead of time. Gotta admire that dedication, right? Kidding aside, I'm actually surprised more people don't try to use that kind of wild logic in court. It sounds ridiculous, but at least it's more original than the tired old I only do it sometimes excuse. Come on, nobody's buying that. Props to the judge, though, for seeing right through it. The second she said that under oath, you could just feel the BS alarm go off. Technically, yeah, lying under oath is perjury, but proving it, that's tricky. Still, it's painfully obvious she's not being honest here. At this point, she just needs to come clean, literally and legally. Let's dive back in and see how this train wreck continues to unfold.
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 6.12 grams.
That wasn't mine.
No. I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the film. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user, and they, like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time, and right now it's going for 250. So if I'm paying 250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being
No, I
transparent.
want you to be honest and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I worked for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake, and I'm taking full responsibility, but I wasn't selling drugs. I wouldn't, like I said, I have a job. And back then I was, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life, and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to give you
Oh, I'm
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me, because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days, that was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time, and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna weigh it myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount, because I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not,
So you travel with your own scale.
well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped, and when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, make sure you're getting what you need.
Are you guys actually buying this? Because I'm not. Even if I were using heavy drugs like this defendant, I sure as hell wouldn't be walking around with baggies and a scale. That's basically begging for a prison sentence. Like, come on, just having the drugs alone is already bad enough. But when you add in packaging materials and a scale, that's a whole different level. At that point, you're not just using, you're practically handing the court a sign that says, yeah, I'm selling this stuff. Legally speaking, possession is one thing, but when you've got tools to distribute, that's when charges like trafficking or intent to distribute start coming into play, and the penalties get way more serious. So what do you guys think? Is she just dumb, or is she trying to play the system? Or maybe both? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see where you all stand on this. Let's get back into it. She's about to get sentenced, and this could go south fast.
And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I won't, I'm being honest with you. It was my skeleton measure. So my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything you can if you want to, but he would tell you that's what I used to pick
Oh, no, I'm not going to be calling Robert, because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone, and I would have been back doing it again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
Where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, coming, and I guess I felt, under pressure.
Can I say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is there anything else for me to sign? All right, this is what the court is gonna do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm gonna find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble, give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
I'm not gonna lie, is 6 years fair here? I know we're dealing with heavy drugs, and yeah, they're insanely addictive. It's not easy to break away from that life. But even if she was distributing, is 6 years really the right sentence? Honestly, I'm kind of torn. On one hand, it's a tough sentence, but maybe that time could actually help her. It might give her a chance to reflect, get clean, and hopefully turn her life around. In my opinion, this could end up being the best thing that ever happens to her, a serious wake-up call. But then I also think about her kids. They're the real victims here. Growing up without a mom, that's something no child should have to go through, and that part really sucks. It's heartbreaking. So what do you guys think? Was 6 years too harsh? Not harsh enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear where you all stand. Let's dive back in and see how she reacts to the sentence.
Okay,
And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you're working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management.
Now that the judge has handed down the full sentence, I've got to say, I think this was the right call. Personally, I think Judge Boyd is a solid judge. She usually makes smart, fair decisions, and this one feels pretty balanced to me. Even though the defendant straight up lied to her face, she still left the door open. 6 months of good behavior and the chance for early release. That's actually a huge opportunity for someone who was caught red-handed. But I guess that's part of what addiction does. It leads to bad choices, lies, and a total disconnect from reality, even when the consequences are right in front of you. It's a tough situation for sure, but maybe this is exactly what she needs to turn things around. Sometimes, tough love and time to reflect are what really push people to change. I genuinely hope she takes this chance seriously, especially for the sake of her kids. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up here. Let me know what you thought of this court hearing in the comments. Was the sentencing fair? Too harsh? Too lenient? I love reading what you guys have to say. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Me know in the comments if you have any recommendations for court hearings. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.